Hello and welcome to a promotional review of the game In Rays of the Light, which was published by Sometimes You and developed by FREDJI. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I want to thank again the publisher, Sometimes You, providing me a code for this game to review this content. It was released on the 17th of March 2021 for a price of £6.69. It's a very unique game indeed. How do I go about describing it? It's a walking sim. Not just any kind of walking sim, a walking sim that will probably end up scaring you at some point. There's no jump scares in the game whatsoever. There's no monsters. There's not even another person. There's not even another enemy all the way throughout that I even found in the game. And it's really unique in terms of what you have to do. So you play as this character who wakes up in this random building, and you have to go around and figure out, I think, what the hell is going on. So you collect these notes, which I think give you hints as to what the story's about. And once you gain all the notes, there's an achievement for it. The last achievement will take you a long time. I spent a good 40 minutes just walking around the building on the outside to gain the last achievement, which is for walking for 5 kilometers, which I think is about 3 miles, if my maths is right, maybe a little bit more. But that's basically it. Once you collect all the items, you just proceed through the game and try to understand what the hell is going on. So in the beginning here, you start out in what seems to be some sort of random building. I don't know if it's a school or a hospital or whatever it is. But in this building, you can then go ahead and learn the sprint button, which I didn't even know was a thing, which is the left trigger on Xbox, at least. I don't know if this was released on PlayStation or not. It may have. If it did, it's probably going to be L2. Besides that, I really enjoyed this game. The overall aspect of it is really unique. It's a 3D world. It's a beautiful world, I do have to say, even though it's very dark. So I would recommend putting your brightness settings up to the max and your TV brightness settings up to the max also, because even with your flashlight or the lighter that you find, it's very, very dark. It doesn't seem it right now, but once you go down into the lower parts of the game, you will definitely see a big difference in the contrast as to how difficult it really is to do that. So walking around down underneath the building will take you a while to understand the path that you even have to take, as you have to go through this one area 4 times. It doesn't tell you to do that, and not that I know of, at least anyway. There's different things that you have to do or avoid, like lighting up lanterns or spending too much time in the sun outside, as there's a secret ending. There's 2 different endings to this that you have to do. One is for spending over 3 minutes in the sun, and one is for spending under 3 minutes in the sun, as far as I'm aware. And besides that, you can go ahead and use the guides that are out there already for this game. The unique art style of this, it's really quite something to take in, really. I didn't really know what to expect going into this, and I found myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. So you just need to spam A when you're using the pipe, and then go in here eventually into this bus, and you will collect a note in there. And once you do, you can then leave it and then go back to the building. You can also collect the fuel, because I think there's a generator that you have to turn on underneath the building, and you use that fuel to do that. Once you do that, you can then go and proceed through the rest of the game. You want to spend as much time in your first playthrough in the shade as possible to get the secret ending. There's a bunch of keys that you have to find. Besides that, there's a couple of different Easter eggs that I found in the game. So there's different drawings that you can find. There's one of the Joker, there's one of a completely different sort of art style game. I don't know if it's a hint towards the next game. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe I'm just going crazy, but this game will make you feel that way for sure. The sound of the game becomes very ominous at some points, especially underneath the building, and it will make you feel like something is following you or there's something about to get you, and I think that's the entire point. But you will go all the way through, and I think it's something about there's people watching you, or it's some sort of thing to do with government aspects to it of the story as to how everybody's being watched, or there's some sort of horror element in there as well. So I don't exactly know what's going on in this game, but it is enjoyable, whether you like these kind of games or not. It's all open world, so you can go and explore wherever you want, but the path is quite linear as to getting to the end, as to what you need to find and collect. But once you do find and collect everything, you'll be able to finish the game quite easily. Besides the walking simulator achievement for walking 5 kilometers, the game is super simple, really enjoyable, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who loves these kind of games out there. Walking sim games, definitely hidden gems, some of them, and this is definitely one of them for me. So I would probably rate this game out of 10 a solid 8.2 out of 10. It was a brilliant game to go ahead and experience. The graphics and art style is definitely reminiscent of the definitely upgraded graphics to the new consoles, as to some of the other games that I've played recently, which were all like pixel styled, so this was definitely a big upgrade. This is kind of a puzzle you're coming to here, with some lockers that you have to open up and find a fuse, as you need a fuse for the downstairs of the building to turn the lights on. And when I say lights, I mean very dim, barely usable, and you can barely see using the lights down there. So, besides that, the music is super well done throughout this. It's probably one of the best elements and aspects throughout the whole thing. The music is done superbly for different parts of the game. The triggers for the different parts of it will have you feeling absolutely terrified for your life at some points, for sure. But if you want to go ahead and pick this up, it's out now. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think of the game. I really enjoyed it. It will only take you about an hour and a half, even without a guide, to go through this, and I would highly recommend you do turn up your brightness settings, though. You're definitely going to need it. That's the only complaint I really have about this game, that the brightness needs improving in some sort of way, especially downstairs, or I don't know if that was the intended thing, that you're kind of stumbling around in the dark, but you're literally not knowing where the hell you're going half the time. So it's extremely hard to explain how to understand a lot of the game. So besides that, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if you go ahead and pick up this game. Let me know what you think of it. I will reply to every single one, as I do on any of my videos. Anyway guys, I will see you all in the next one.